As a highly successful entrepreneur and business owner, Dr. Raj Soin, a DC alumnus of class of 1969 mechanical engineering, has over 30 years of extensive executive experience. He has served in multiple capacities as chairman, CEO, and as a board member for both private and public companies. Dr. Soin is currently the founder, chairman of the board, and chief executive officer of Soin LLC, a holding company that controls all Soin family enterprises as well as equity investments. He also serves on the board of Transtar Industries Incorporation, which specializes in the distribution and manufacturing of aftermarket automotive products. Dr. Soin feels a responsibility to give back to his community, and in that spirit, he has been an active supporter of projects in education and healthcare, personally and through the Soin Foundation. The Indu and Raj Soin Medical Center, the Raj Soin College of Business at Wright State University, and the Soin Pediatric Trauma and Emergency Center at Dayton Children's Hospital, and now the Raj Soin Hall at DTU are all examples of Sir's philanthropy. His hard work and dedication, both professionally and philanthropically, has led to numerous honors and awards. May I invite you, sir, to please deliver your address.
You know, I was first thing when we walked in, it was a concept about 3.5 years ago. Really, hats off to Professor Yogesh Singh. It was his dream to create this hall. And you know, when we got started, well, it's a small hall, but today is the first time I walked in. I think your team did an excellent job. It just looks beautiful. Very happy to see the facility. Really, when I talk about the university, first thing comes to mind what we go through, especially campus of DC, DTU. We all walked in as 16, 17-year-old guys, wide-eyed, didn't know anything, first time out of the house. And the university becomes a place which really a person becomes what they are. And the reason behind it is being the first time independent, you make a lot of new friends. Obviously, education is part of it, but the biggest education is what I would call social education. When you meet people and what relationships you build. Coming out of this university, I've been out of here 52 years. And I can tell you, there are a lot of my very close friends even today who were with me in the school. And even it goes from generation to generation that we have right now our third generations and kids know each other very well. But it's not only the friendships you build, it's the guidance and relationships you get from the professors. And I can tell you from my personal experience, from my graduating class, I have had my business partners, my advisors, consultants, and some of my board members coming out of that group. So college life was one of the best times getting out of here. But most unique experience changed. Right after graduation, I went to United States. And when I went to that university, the life was slightly different. What I found was education is same. Of course, you got say, a little bit better laboratories, etc. But what really found as a difference was what is the alumni and how the alumni relations are maintained. In those universities, alumni become integral part of the university. I even heard this morning somebody use the term, oh, when do you become a member of Alumni Association? Interestingly, the concept I learned, you are a member as soon as you join the university. You don't have to make a special membership. But why is that critical? As time went on, I was lucky enough to get opportunity to be trustee of 3 large institutions in USA. And one of the common things I found And I would stress on that subject because today is the Alumni Day. I know a lot of alumni are here, so I do want to get a point across that those universities, the budget from fees is only 20 to 21%. Rest of all the expenses are generated, if it's a state university, maybe 10-20% from the state. But rest of it is all endowment and the support. And majority of the support comes from alumni. All the infrastructures you see being built in these universities. You can go on a very small university like Bradley. We would go out every 15 years and raise 200 to 300 million for the alumni. Wright State University, which is a younger university, we still do 150 to 200 million. What happens is, by setting their relationships, you bring the alumni, and alumni, one of the biggest moment of pride is to be able to associate it with their alma mater, to be able to give something back. And I found that that's somewhat missing in at least our university here. I think for last 15 years, I even had Dr. P.B. Sharma come and visit our universities. I introduced him to people how to use the development departments, etc. It's still not taking traction, but I would strongly encourage the Vice Chancellor to look at creating an alumni department which is truly based in university, taps into the alumni, and uses their funding, their resources. And a lot of time, people think as an alumni you have to donate money. No, money donation might be only part of it. Even coming in, donating your time to help the younger students, teaching some classes, guiding them around, those things will also be a very big contribution. So, as such, I would again present to the university that I will volunteer. If you guys want to come to United States, I can take you through major universities, alumni departments, show how there's a relationship, etc. One thing I may say is lacking in our country, but no. Some of the IITs have taken it on, and they are doing very well in organizing that. Now, but as such, I think bigger thing change was, first I thought, well, maybe people are rich in the United States and they give money. That wasn't the case. What I really found was, if we look at history of our own country, in 1947, we had the largest migration where people left one country and moved over. The first 20, 30, 40 years, people took time, obviously meeting the survival needs, having a roof over your head, having food on the table for family. But now we are past that time. Today, India is on the move. We have very strong growth. I think now is the time, if we get back and energize our alumni who have accomplished a lot. I see one of the most famous alumni from our school, Vinod Dham. He is known in the world as a father of Pentium. We talk of computers all over the world, but he is considered the father of Pentium chip. So really, we can do a lot with that. I can keep going on, but after making the offer that let's talk about if we want to develop that program, I'll be very willing to help work with the university to do that. But now I want to switch topic. That, Professor Rajesh told me to talk about my journey. Really, I don't want to talk about my journey. I think enough these days in social media, you can read a lot. So I won't go there. But I do want to touch on one subject of philanthropy and how me an Hindu got involved with it and why. When we look back in our life, from childhood, what we become, what we learn is from the people around us. If we look back, how many people support us on the way as we are developing? Even little things of somebody, like I'm working on assistantship and my fees is being paid. I don't know who it was. There was somebody who endured the money which got used to pay for my fees. There was a time my dad needed an open heart surgery and I was in dire financial straits. There is no way I could afford it. But yeah, he did get a surgery. There was somebody, organization which paid for it. And I can go on and on examples. So I was thinking, how do I pay these people back? And really, first time I asked my dad that he's the one who sacrificed most for our development. So I said, Dad, how do I pay you back? He said only one thing. He says, take care of my grandchildren. What really told me was, he's saying, pay it forward. And it's anything. You can't go back and pay the people who help you. What you can do is help the future and create situation where you can help somebody else. But one of the big lessons my dad ever gave me, what he said was, being a very strong Hindu, he said, look, heaven and hell are both on this earth. Whatever you do, you will see the rewards or punishment of it on this earth itself during this life. And he always closed with a statement, if life gives you an opportunity, please go on your next life with credits to your account, not debits. And that was the theme with which me and Indu got into philanthropy. And years ago, we decided to take significant part of our assets and use it for that purpose. And really, you can see a lot of places you can support. We as a family chose only two paths. One, education, and second, healthcare. The biggest reason we picked education is, once a person is educated, they don't need ongoing help. And they got their earning power and they can proceed. Only thing that can stop them from making a living after that is the health. So we use only on these two causes. Doesn't mean we won't do for other causes, but our main focus stays in these two areas. And we feel pretty blessed that good Lord has provided us the resources to be able to do that. Now, I see a lot of students in the back. One thing I did want to talk about, I left the country about 52 years ago. Very different situation. Job opportunities were difficult. The society was still coming on, taking its shape. If I look today, India is making a phenomenal progress. I think people here should be very proud of the pace we are going. Even last week, everybody saw the Prime Minister of England being an Indian descent. The unique part is, from these schools, people who graduated, I think a lot of top Fortune 500 companies, their CEOs are graduates from these schools, etc. But that's the people who passed in history. Today's youngster can look forward. If I was at your age today, I would have never left this country. The opportunities are so great. venture capital is coming left and right, and I think you guys have the words by its tail. And let's go make it happen and make India proud. With that, I just want to say thanks, and I feel blessed that we got opportunity to do our part. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Vijay Shekhar Sharma, CEO of Paytm Foundation and distinguished alumnus of 1998 batch, has just joined us. We extend our floral welcome to Mr. Vijay Shekhar Sharma.